Jason, would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Oh, definitely too cold.
Too wet or too dry?
Dry.
Too handsome or too ugly?
Handsome.
I'm glad you answered that. Would you rather have Zlatan or Messi on FIFA?
Oh, it's so tough. I understand why.
No, Jason, it's a quick fire.
It's not quick fire.
This is not an explanation round.
If it's quick fire, then I'm always going to go with Messi, but for FIFA, it's Zlatan.
How is that quick fire?
Because in general, I would always rather take Messi, but in the game of FIFA, it makes way more sense to have somebody who's like 7'5". I know, he's not that tall.
Oh, really?
And a monster in the air. You can just ping, is that the right word? Ping. Balls into the box, which always sounds so much dirtier than it should.
How many times have I done this to you? With Zlatan?
About two
recently.
Two.
In the last couple of games. So, good transition.
Why too wet or too dry?
I don't know, I was just thinking about
that even
I watch Friends a lot, and that's a question and answer in Friends. Anyway, to transition into the clip, why did we just do that weird and random and just non-explanatory quickfire round? Is because we wanted to ask you guys, who's the players that you would rather play with in FIFA rather than actually have them in real life? So that question there was a great example. You'd of course rather have Messi on your team in real life than Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but why does so many fans of FIFA state that they would rather have Zlatan Ibrahimovic on their team when playing FIFA? Because certain players are better to play with in FIFA than they are in real life, and that's just simple fact.
But that's also how
you play.
Video games work. Like, in general, like, there's an arcade mentality towards it. And yes, FIFA's become, like, uber realistic. Same as NBA 2K and Madden and all the sports games.
You can order an Uber on FIFA?
No, Uber also can mean, like, grandiose, extraordinary.
Grandiose?
Yes.
Have you been eating a dictionary? All right.
I bought a thesaurus. I wish I had. We have to roll the clip of Dodgeball. Ben Stiller, when he walks down the steps with the dictionary backwards.
Oh, hello, Catherine. Good to see you. I didn't know you were dropping by.
It's a good point, and there's many different... this happens in all games. You mentioned before that technically in real life you would rather have LeBron James on your team than Steph Curry. Some people can argue both ways, okay?
In real life, yes.
Yes, but in NBA,
no doubt. No doubt Steph Curry.
And it also depends on the way you play, because that's a good point. Because some people I have seen play unbelievably well with Lionel Messi, and I just have never really got into full flow with him when I play. Like, he's very good, very fast. He's obviously got a great shot, but Zlatan is so strong. Strength is a huge factor in FIFA. Everyone knows this. Our friend over the True Geordie, he states that Boateng is the best player to have on FIFA because as a defender, no one can beat him for strength. No one can beat him for pace. He's essential to your team. But it also comes down to the way you play. So when I play FIFA, I'm not that good at the moment. I'm still getting back to the way I was, still beating Jason, which is great, even though the commentators are giving Jason a lease of life by saying, hey, buddy, you're doing well. Keep it up.
For whatever reason, the commenters, which I love you guys, all comment only, it's weird, they'll be like, your through ball game, if you work on this, well, Francis will play well, and they'll be like, fuck you, Francis, you suck balls at FIFA.
They always go for the guy who looks defeated. You sat there like you just lost a puppy for the 10th time.
First of all,
in that game,
when I don't take losing lightly. So, like, when you sit there, like, you're admitting defeat in recorded format. Like, I can just make up that I'm 2006
and for the record,
wins in FIFA.
And for the record, technically, I won lunch, and you never bought me it. So now, not only have you been shamed,
you won $1 that stood for lunch.
Not only have you been shamed, but you've also been shamed as a guy that doesn't follow up to bets. I mean, you're the wet bet guy.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
The wet bet never sticks.
Wet bet. I thought you said something totally different.
You're the wet the bed guy. You're that as well.
Even worse than that. But back to the topic, because one of the guys that I always like using in FIFA more than I guess in real life is Carvajal.
Yeah.
Because he's so fast.
Yeah.
And when you like how I play FIFA, which is I'm sure a bad habit of a lot of FIFA players, my hand sticks to R2. It's turbo a lot of the time, probably way too much. Slow down the game. But when you see a counterattack opportunity and you can take care of a haul like immediately down the sideline, it really does open up your whole front because he's faster than most defenders and midfielders.
Yeah, so again, it comes to those same two factors, is how you play and obviously the way that you like to, I don't know how to say it, the way you like to utilize your best players, because when I've got Zlatan, some people, when they have their best players, try to involve them in every single attack. I don't do that when I have Zlatan. Like you've seen it in the game against you. I get the ball wide and I just whip it into the box because he's so big and strong.
Bigger than everybody else.
He is a great example of it, but there's many more. So for me, I just don't seem to play well with the small, short, quick passing players in FIFA, like maybe your David Silvas or your Juan Matas. I'm much better with the Pogbas of the world, who are just strong, still good technically, but just you can bombard.
It makes sense because they keep the ball more.
I think it's because FIFA has never really I think FIFA 2010 was the prime example of this. I believe there's a clip that someone put up there on FIFA of Shawcross, who's a Stoke defender, catching Lionel Messi in a sprint, in a race for the ball. And it was because Messi, and then when he got to him, Messi didn't stand a chance because strength is such an overwhelming factor in FIFA that I don't think they've ever really figured it out. When players are so strong, that it's like they're just superhuman, unbeatable. Like I remember Patrice Evra, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, FIFA 2010, was Patrice Evra not one of the best players in that? Like that guy could not be stopped. He was good for Manchester United, but he was just not unbelievably good the way he was doing. I was doing Ryan Giggs-esque runs with Evra every single time I got the ball. And for those of you who know of Ryan Giggs' goal against Arsenal, you know what I'm saying. Bombing it up and down the field with
another guy that I guess, I don't know if this really applies, because I was going to say Diego Costa, but in terms of all the strikers you have available to you in FIFA, any attacking forward.
Yeah.
Costa, I think, is up there over players like Messi, over players like even Neymar and Suarez, like just Barcelona for that matter, because his first touch, I think, is better than most. And there's certain things, at least when you were playing against me, that I noticed with Costa, that it's not so much his speed, he just has a very balanced everything. Yeah. He's strong enough, he's fast enough, and his strike, if you play him correctly, keep the ball low, he's pretty much unbeatable. Like, no, you're not going to, I mean, yes, he has the ability to do some swag shots, the scorpion kicks of the world, which are awesome. I've been trying to pull it for like a year now.
Just said swag shots, by the way. If anyone wants to know what swag shots mean,
everyone knows what a swag shot is.
You know, a lot of these FIFA commentators, obviously American FIFA commentators in the UK, are sitting there going, what is that? In my Scottish, what is swag shot, mate?
It's the most common sense thing. What is swag?
Swag is a more common word. Well, think about what you're saying. Worldwide, no one really knows what swag means.
Worldwide, nobody knows what swag means. Commenters,
nobody really knows what swag means.
Leave in the comment section below if you know what swag means.
And Americans are going to be like, yeah, I know what swag is. It's that overused word that went out of fashion about a year ago, and you're still using it. Boom! Drop the pen.
Here's the best part. I don't even need to defend myself because I know you are so wrong about that one.
No, I'm saying outside of the US, no one really knows what swag means. That was my point from the start.
Yeah. So, here's my point. We're in the US, so fuck off.
Point taken. So, all right, I'm just going to give my list really quick.
Throw your shit
the five.
Oh, you have a list?
Yeah, I'm just whipping them right out right now because that's what we do.
Go, number one?
We're improv.
Or number 5?
Number 1, I'm talking about the players that I like to use in FIFA more so than any player else. So number 1 is Zlatan. And it's kind of, people are out there going, oh, you said Zlatan's not that good of a football player. Why are you using him so much in FIFA? Because FIFA's a game and I like to use Zlatan.
Fair.
Right. Number 2, attacking players I'm talking about. Arjen Robben.
Flop.
Maybe so, but
realistic.
He's one of the few players that I can deal with his speed because sometimes when I play with like a Hazard, he's far too fast for me. I can't control him so much.
I like speed.
But like it just depends on the player. But Robben just seems to have that, as you mentioned, the balance and obviously the technical ability. And I love cutting in onto your left foot. But the reason why I choose all these players, they're wide and central because that's my game. I get the ball wide and I try to get in the box because I'm technically not as good as other players.
I know. I'm just like, you're probably saying all of this to get inside my head, so I try to play you wide and center, and you're just going to go right up the middle.
But anyways, continue my list. Number 3, this isn't exactly going with the trait, but Pogba, and especially 2015, I love playing with Pogba because he can bombard past all midfielders you play against, and he's lethal when you get him in and around the area of the box. He's got a lethal strike on him. So that was number 3. I'm trying to think. I've got a few options in there because for some reason I like playing with Wayne Rooney. His strength is still somewhat unmatched.
He's one of the best half-volley strikers in the game.
And his shooting technique is great, but there's something about Neymar in this FIFA that is
handles, or that's not in a basketball term.
Yeah, and it's weird because everyone's going to be like, why are you not saying Messi or Ronaldo? Ronaldo's my 5th. I don't include Messi in there because I just can't play that well with him. I need to learn, but...
Is that why you lose to the Jordi as Barcelona all the time?
Yeah, well, I always lose again. That's a prime example. There is the Jordi is better than me at FIFA, don't get me wrong, but not that much better than me. But when I play with him when I'm Barcelona, he scored against me with Manuel Neuer. He scored against me with his goalkeeper.
Yeah, but no, I mean, first of all, he took him out late in the game, right?
What do you mean?
It
was way late in the game, yeah.
Right.
I was already
so there's
way
something
demoralized.
that I have noticed about FIFA, and it's, I guess, a slight flaw, but it does make sense. Your goalkeeper will have the most energy in the 80th minute compared to the rest of the field if you don't use your subs.
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is, by simply holding turbo, you can get past midfield very, very easily. It is not hard to, it's not even like you're deking out. Deke might be a word that they don't know. It's actually a hockey term. You're juking out.
Juking out?
Yeah.
Right, juking.
Or you're 1-2ing out. A
I think
defender.
you can just make that word with any first, like, as long as you finish it with ook or eek. I was mooking him out.
I'm puking him out. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, maybe puke doesn't go, because that is an actual word. But anyway, continue.
Okay. But the whole point is, like, he's going to have more speed. If you don't use your subs, if you have no fresh legs, your goalie has the freshest legs out of anybody else on the field.
I still think
Pitch,
that
whatever.
just on his ability to dribble, he shouldn't have got that far. I know you're trying to make me feel better and say that, oh, you could have scored, but he shouldn't have.
No, it's still very sad.
It was sad.
Very,
So,
very, very sad.
Well, I'm just going to ask you, since we don't, not that we don't have time for your top 5, I just don't really want to listen to it. If you got can you give me your top 1 player that you like to use in FIFA?
My top 1 player, my top 1 player to use is Ronaldo.
Is it?
Even though I'm a Messi fanboy, Ronaldo gives me the ability basically anywhere with between 35 and 55 out.
To have a decent shot.
I can put a shot on.
Yeah.
And there's an actual good chance that it's going to go in.
Because it's Cristiano.
And you know that because I dropped 2 of them almost in the net last time we played.
It is a little scary. But we want to know what you guys think. Who are your favourite players to play with in FIFA? Who are players that are better to play with in FIFA than what you think they would be like in real life? That sentence went on for so long, I nearly touched
Jason.
Subscribe to DIT Sports.